on the national level. The only exception to this, the transboundary applicability of Aarhus, only occurs through the non-discrimination principle that has been enshrined in Article 3, Paragraph 9 of the Convention. This non-discrimination principle stipulates that no states shall discriminate any citizen or organization that wants to participate in environmental decision-making. They shall not discriminate based on nationality or country of residence or country of registration for the NGO, for example, which means effectively that citizens and civil society organizations from any country in the world can claim their rights under the Aarhus Convention in each party, in each country that is a party to the Aarhus Convention. In a sense, this is a kind of curious feature of the convention. It is kind of a backdoor way to add the transboundary power, if you will, of the Aarhus Convention compared to the Espoo Convention. Espoo is applicable in the transboundary context. The notation that you need to make there is that it's only applicable to countries that have ratified the Espoo Convention. So any non-party does not have any obligations. Compared to the Aarhus Convention, there are similarities. Within the Espoo Convention text, it also guarantees public consultation. It also prescribes that due account needs to be taken of public comments. You can find these provisions in Articles 3, 4, and 6 of the Convention. In order to achieve effective public consultation, access to environmental information and access to effective remedies, justice, are, in a sense, prerequisites. So access to information and access to justice are connected to effective public consultation. So it is possible to interpret the Aarhus Convention pillars as being relevant to the conditions and provisions of the Espoo Convention. The protocols are relevant to these issues as well. The protocol on PRGRs aims to improve access to environmental information by obliging companies and industries to publish the pollutants they release and transport in registers that are publicly accessible. There is a prescribed list of pollutants and chemical substances that are covered by the protocol. So industries that use these substances or transport them need to report on them since the entry into force of the protocol 2 weeks ago. That is to say, only in the countries that have ratified the protocol. The protocol very much promotes the use of electronic information tools to improve access to information. The convention, the Aarhus Convention, has a subsidiary body called the Task Force on Electronic Information Tools, which also works on the issue of promoting the use of these tools to improve public access to information on the environment. The SEA protocol, in its turn, also has a strong public participation component. It aims to facilitate early involvement of stakeholders. It promotes the application of user-friendly consultation techniques that are suitable for particular target groups in order to effectively reach the relevant segments of the public. The SEA protocol has the same transboundary provision as the Aarhus Convention. It has the same non-discrimination principle enshrined in Article 3.7. So the same principle applies to the SEA protocol. Any citizen or organization from any country can claim rights under the protocol. The only thing is that the protocol hasn't entered into force yet. So for the moment, this is all a theoretical topic. Now, with all these provisions and principles enshrined in the Leonese legal instruments, there remains the question of how you can monitor implementation, how you can make sure that these principles are actually adhered to and put into practice. The way our secretariats, the Espoo and the Aarhus secretariats do this is by publishing reports on national implementation. The Espoo Secretariat has published a report on implementation of the Espoo Convention last year. It looks like this. It's available online. I've put the link in the slideshow, which I will give to the organizers of this convention later. And if anyone wishes to receive a copy of this document, you can order it, the printed version, with the Secretariat. Another way Espoo monitors implementation is through cases that are brought before the Implementation Committee. And the same kind of mechanism is present under the Aarhus Convention. The Aarhus Convention has its own compliance committee that any citizen or any organization can bring a case to. Aarhus parties are also obliged to submit national reports on implementation every 3 years. They need to be submitted to the meeting of the parties to the Aarhus Convention, which is the highest decision-making body under the convention. And based on these national reports on implementation that the Secretariat receives every 3 years, the Secretariat draws up a synthesis report in which information across the board, drawn from all the national reports, is summarized, and regional trends and developments are analyzed and reported on. I should say that we're very lucky to have with us today Mr. Jerzy Jędroszka, who is actually a member of both the Espoo Implementation Committee and the Aarhus Compliance Committee. So it will definitely be interesting to hear what he has to say. Would you mind going back one slide? I would like to say that